I dare you not to.
Hey, Captain Jack. Well, welcome.
They added a calendar to this game, and I'm not sure.
Yes, they did. We're starting now. Welcome to episode 83 of the Beyond Pixels podcast. Today, we're talking about something that's going to be a very strange topic. Cults. Now, got to start out with what is a cult, right? And to understand what a cult is, it's all about control. And it doesn't necessarily have to be like them physically controlling the things that happen or anything.
It's psychological. Drink the Kool-Aid.
Yes.
Indoctrination.
It wasn't Kool-Aid. It was Flavor Aid.
Thank you.
Oh, no. That was Jonestown.
Yes, Jonestown.
If certain
People's
doesn't
Temple.
kill you, I will.
And that's actually where the Drink the Kool-Aid came
That's
from.
where the meme came from. It was November of 1978.
Yeah.
Anyway, so to understand what is or isn't a cult, we have two methods. One of them is the bite method, and the other one is a different one. It's basically just a test that asks more detailed questions. But the bite method is the basic understanding, like if they have behavior control, information control, thought control, and emotion control, it's a cult. And that can be as mild or as intense. You can have just mild control in all of them, and it would still technically be considered a cult. So
Makes me question.
that's what we're going to be doing today. We're going to be talking about different cults, and I want to look at things that are not considered cults by the majority of people, and try to see, are they actually cults?
Christianity.
Exactly.
You're giving away spoilers.
Exactly. That's exactly it. We'll be getting to that in a bit. But first, let's talk about the big cults that everyone knows about. Jonestown is the big number one. Everyone knows about Jonestown. And drink the Kool-Aid, but it was actually Flavor Aid.
That's not sugar, by the way.
So, who here knows more about Jonestown?
Okay, so
I
Reverend
know
Jim
nothing
Jones,
about
James
Jonestown.
Warren Jones, he was born, was a communist supporting bit of a cult leader, and he started the People's Temple back in the 1950s. It went through several iterations over the years, but he did climb to a level of power where he was basically an influential on city managerial, city councils, basically. And he promised his followers, oh yeah, there's going to be a doomsday, but I'm not going to tell you when it's going to happen. It's just going to happen. Because doomsday prophecies, we definitely, if we're talking cults, we have to include a doomsday prophecy because it's almost mandatory at this point.
If you don't have at least 3 doomsday scenarios planned out, your cult sucks.
I remember hearing this. I remember listening to a documentary about the survivors.
Mm-hmm.
I think it was a family or parts of the family that survived because some
So-
of the family was killed by the cult.
So what I remember about the story was a congressman by the name of Leo Ryan was going to Jonestown to investigate if there was malicious activity within the cult. He arrived in even though Jones and his attorneys really tried to prevent this from happening. This was in Guyana, by the way, where Jonestown is. Completely unfarmable, completely dead soil, all this stuff, but he was coming out to see the conditions of Jonestown and if these people really were miserable or being tortured or any of that stuff. Well, the people prepared for his visit. There was, by the way, there was almost 1,000 people in Jonestown. Keep in mind, November 17th.
Exactly which documentary you're talking about.
He comes in and people are celebrating him. You know, they're throwing a party, they're eating, they're drinking, they're partying, they're having a good time. And he says, I think everything is fine here, but if any of y'all want to leave, you can say it now, and I'll take you with me back to the United States. And Jones would have to let them go. 16 people stepped forward, and he was not happy about that. The very next day, on November 18th, he sent a squad of his own people to the airstrip and killed 5, including Leo Ryan. He shot a sitting U.S. congressman, and this is what kicked off what is actually the cult calls a white knight. When he says it's code word, white knight means it's time to have a nice sip of Flavor Aid. And this was a real white knight. They had done several trials over the years, but this one was real. It was laced with sedatives and potassium cyanide. And 900 plus people, including 300 children, were estimated to have died that day.
This
And
is why
Jones-
surprise and special.
The most cowardly part of that is Jones didn't even drink the drink himself. He just opted to get shot in the head. And he couldn't even do it himself. He made somebody else do it for him.
He wanted a guaranteed death because there's still a chance.
No, he was too cowardly to go through the same painful death that he was hearing around him. People were screaming, and it's
Yeah,
awful.
cyanide is not a fun way to go. That's for sure.
No.
It is nothing like the movies. If you've seen people take a cyanide pill, it is nothing like that. It is slow, and it is agonizing and brutally painful.
Yep.
There is no other way for me to describe it.
Doesn't cyanide basically cut off your oxygen supply to a point?
I don't know
And make you
the
make
full.
you sort of suffocate. I think it. What does cyanide do?
I thought cyanide just burns your insides.
George's about to end up on a watch list.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure it's.
It does more than just that.
Yep. Okay, that was right. I was right. It
There's
prevents your
several
cells from
things
using
stacked.
oxygen. Basically, just suffocates you, but not actually suffocating.
Yeah.
It
I was-
kills all of your cells one by one.
Yeah, like I say, it's not a good way to go. And I will say though, one additional thing, and we're not gonna play it on this podcast, but there is an audio recording of this ritual taking place on YouTube. You can listen to it for free. It's 40 minutes, but I wouldn't recommend
I'd
listening
rather
to it.
not listen to it again.
But
Once was enough.
and people were
Okay.
defending Jim Jones. That's pissed me off the most.
Oh yeah, people who defended this shit
Okay.
are
So
absolutely
that's
fucking
like the
balls.
big number one. If you're talking about cults, you have to talk about Jonestown.
Mm-hmm.
Now, modern day cults that currently still exist.
I don't know if it currently exists, but I heard of another cult. Oh god, I forget what his name was, but there's a guy that led kids into a mountain, essentially. Teenagers into a fucking mountain.
Are you talking about the Anthill kids?
Yeah,
Anthill.
Yeah, I know about the
pretty sure that's
Anthill
what-
kids.
it was the Anthill kids. They went up into the mountain. God, that shit was fucking. Oh, I can't. I just
I'm
can't.
not going to describe any of the atrocities that happened in that
Okay.
cult
Well, in
because I
hindsight, you
don't.
should have put a content warning in the title.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Yeah.
it's literally the word cults is right there.
Yeah, that's not enough.
Anyway, so modern day cults that currently exist and operate. We've got Mormons, Jehovah's Witness, Church of Scientology. Those are the 3 big ones that still exist right now. So let's talk about Mormons for a bit. Mormons that now also don't want to be called Mormon. They want to be called the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints, which is one hell of a mouthful.
Oh my god.
God,
That is a lot.
you gotta hate when these cults change their names.
They changed their
Gotta hate.
names to be more like, oh, we're a religion instead of a cult.
Sure.
Because in most cults, religion is involved, but it's not a necessity in the end.
It's not a necessity, but it is a very strong component for starting a cult because usually people do have strong, very strong beliefs.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So we're going to talk about that in a minute, but we're going to talk about Mormonism, Jehovah's Witness, and Church of Scientology for a bit. So Mormons, what do? Aren't they the one that's all about polygamy, but only in one direction? Man can have many wives. Wives can only have one man.
Oh, they're gonna hate me then.
Yes, I think.
I look at it like this: if the women can become like sisters, I don't see an issue with that, because it'd be like more.
That's basically what Mormonism is. It's sister wives.
Yeah.
That's one way to refer to it.
Maybe she'll become.
So
a
yeah, that's one of the big draws to Mormonism, like legitimately.
I didn't even hear that.
Oh, the idea of multiple
Having
wives.
many wives.
What, this is Utah?
But
Turtle,
they did, however, remove that from it now. They don't practice polygamy anymore, apparently, at least publicly.
Open doors, at least.
I was
Yeah.
gonna say, Turtle. By that definition, based on the lore of your character in VR chat, you are a Mormon. You have multiple
for
wives
sure.
and many children.
You can practice polygamy without being Mormon, but Mormons primarily used to, at least, practice polygamy in one direction.
I don't know. I always thought Mormonism always just led to Freemasonry, but I just looked at
It's
it.
no
Oh.
secret that he is
Oh, yeah,
actually the head
oh,
of the
yeah,
Turtle
right.
Club.
The Freemasons. Are the Freemasons a cult?
The Freemasons?
I'm not sure.
don't-
No
They
one really
are.
knows because no one knows what they do.
But
I
I
mean,
don't
they
think
don't
they do
worship
anything
anything,
like
it's just a
cult
group.
would
They are
normally
extremely
do.
secretive.
They're a secret society, yes, but I do not believe they would be considered a cult.
I don't think they would be considered.
But we
a cult
don't know.
either.
But
Well,
we
you can
don't
say
know
if they
because we
do,
don't
they
know what
haven't-
they do.
They haven't gone public about it.
Okay.
Yeah. But a secret society, it would say for sure, guarantee is what they are.
Oh yeah. So, Jehovah's Witness. Jehovah's Witness. I know one of the big things about Jehovah's Witnesses is they have to give all of their money to the church. They cannot have money of their own. It's like some like extremely high amount that they have to give to the church. If you leave the Jehovah's Witness, your family members will shun you and never talk to you again, basically.
Yeah.
There is a YouTuber, Telltale, I believe, that was in the Jehovah's Witness, and his mom refused to speak to him for years after he left.
Yeah.
And now it's very little contact with his family. So that's the big thing that Jehovah's Witnesses do.
Honestly, given what some cults do to their escapees, that's the most tame thing that can happen.
Yeah, that one. And if you break their rules or anything, or do something that they don't like, you're just kicked out, and you basically never see your family again. They also require you to do a mission trip, basically. And they just tell you, hey, you're going to this random country or this random place for 4 years. Have fun. Convert people.
Your organization sucks.
Okay. Okay, we're
do I have
back.
to mute them all again?
I don't think
Probably.
I'm coming back.
Oh, Maul is back.
No, Maul is low volume for me.
Good. That's how I have them.
Good.
Okay.
I have to mute them every
Technical
single time.
difficulties. If you're taking shots, take a shot, I guess. I don't know.
Hey, cheers.
I don't have.
Take a shot every time we say cult.
Anyway,
Yeah, but you have water, right?
now that everything's back on and running, that was really weird.
I know people thought it was just like
Fine.
like one of those emergency broadcast things. Turtle thing
I have
comes
a
up on the
liquid
screen.
within 10 seconds.
It's just like
Anyway,
the stream is
A
down.
liquid.
so
That's
we
concerning.
were talking about Jehovah's Witness. So I have some stories about Jehovah's Witness. But the one cult that goes door to door, which is the weirdest part about them. So when I was driving truck for 2 years, there were like 3 or 4 times that I got woken up by a knock on my truck door at like 6 in the morning, 7 in the morning, with a whole family standing outside my truck, and the dad always holding this piece of paper up in your window, or this little book, and they would not leave until I rolled the window down and took their little booklet from them.
Did you burn it?
Yes, I did.
See, that's the beauty of living in Texas. If somebody tries to roll up to my window and do that, I just roll up with a 12 gauge.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
If words won't persuade you, buckshot will. And I'm allowed to do that. As
Yeah.
long as I don't actually shoot them unless they try and break into my house.
So the keys about Jehovah's Witness is they are very controlling over everything you do in your day-to-day life. They require you to go on a mission, and they go door to door. And they require you to basically do a 40-hour work week going door to door. It's not 40 hours, but it's an outrageous amount of time every week that they require you to do that. Anyway, so next one. Hopefully this doesn't cause them all to die again. The Church of Scientology. They are very controlling about information about them. They are primarily like wealthy people, and they require you to pay an outrageous amount of money to them every year.
Yes, you have to pay dues for these people.
Yeah. They require you to pay, I think it's like 10% of your income with a minimum of like 5,000
It's some
From
amount
every
like
year.
that.
From what I
Something
heard,
like
they also
that.
have tier levels. If you pay more money, you get like
Oh, yeah. You get more
benefits in the
information.
church. Yeah.
To get to the top tier and get the most information about it all, you have to put in millions of dollars. And they hate to be recorded. They hate to be criticized in any way. What else?
They don't like to be followed or investigated, for sure. They bury articles written about them.
They don't
Yep.
like anybody learning about them.
They went after
Circuitry?
yeah.
Still there?
Yep. Why? What'd I do?
Because you didn't say who they went after.
Yeah.
Anonymous. I remember back in 2009, there was like a massive protest against the Church of Scientology. Anonymous had like completely like organized a protest outside every major Scientology building in several cities. Like this was like a organized protest.
In New York, they have, I think it's New York at least, they have a fucking button in the lobby that they press it. Their guys that are outside immediately walk back inside, and the doors close and the windows go all fogged out. They have
the
like a
same thing in,
panic button.
LA.
Yeah. They go dark if anyone tries to, you know, get information.
If you walk past their building with a camera pointed like you're recording, even if they don't know you, they'll hit that button.
Yep.
Oh, and they also claim to have like daily or weekly movie nights that, a lot of our members come to these. You go to it more than once and you're going to see just the same 3 faces, and that's it. And they're there just watching you. Yeah, that one is the information control coming out of it, which is the weird one, and that's why I also think that the Freemasons very well could be a cult, but we don't know enough about them to know.
Well, they're also on no one's radar. They're not like hot topic groups.
Not doing
Yeah.
anything.
Now, speaking of the Freemasons, I legitimately got an ad to become a
God.
Mason. I get those ads all the time, and I don't know why.
You tried to tell me to sign up for that too.
I mean, there is a Freemason thing in our town.
Well, yeah, there's a Freemason lodge in my city. I know where it is. I know
Turtle
someone
Thing
who
is
was a
actually
member.
Mason,
very
and he wants to be
hearing
free.
about the Freemason, whatever it's called.
So the only thing
Anyway.
I know about the Freemasons was really it was just a bunch of like people like to network. Like, you know, for example, if you're a computer programmer and you meet the governor, guess what? You just got yourself a brand new client. Like that's really like the only gist that I got away from it, at least.
So
From what I
IRL
was told.
LinkedIn. Got it.
Yeah, it's just like a bunch of higher end people and mid tier people getting together and, you know, basically just networking.
Yeah, but
They-
you're not allowed to speak about it. Once you're in, you're not allowed to talk about the things you find out while you're in it at all. You can't talk about Freemasons.
Nope. Like Fight
I
Club.
already know how Turtle's gonna answer, but would anybody here classify the Westboro Baptist Church as a cult?
Yes.
Yes.
Because
I don't know.
Hands fucking down.
The church itself has denounced that sect, or at least them. They're like, yeah, we don't
I don't-
believe, but they don't believe anything we believe.
So, true
So
story.
many cults.
In 2013, there was a F5 tornado that destroyed 2 schools, killed 7 children, and the Westboro Baptist Church said God smited those children because Oklahoma's a devil state, and they tried to come and picket fence the funerals of those kids. We chased them
Oh,
out
yeah,
of town.
Wow.
There are
They
articles
do
about
that
this.
for everybody. They do that for fallen soldiers. They do that for everybody.
Oh yeah,
Okay, then. Well-
the leader's picture was all over Facebook. I remember because everyone said, "Deny this woman's service. If she comes to a gas station, a motel, a restaurant, deny her service in the state of Oklahoma." They didn't give her shit.
So, I think now is the time that we talk about where does the distinction come from religion to cult? Where is that line? Because there is a line somewhere where following some leader of some sort and living by some book of some sort becomes a cult.
Freedom of thought.
Well, I was gonna say, when I go to church, my pastor never calls himself the Son of Christ or God, and most cult leaders have attributed themselves to gods or being Jesus.
Or at least their right hand.
But that is not a requirement for a cult.
It's not a requirement, but it's a common
Having-
factor that happens across many cults. It happened to Am Shinrikyo. It happened to
When it
Heaven's
comes to
Gate.
Jehovah's Witness, we all agree Jehovah's Witness is a cult, right? They don't have one person in every church that is the supreme leader, blah blah. They don't even have one person in the entire church network
well,
that
also
is supreme leader, blah blah. That
So far as
claims
we
to
know,
be
anyway.
whatever. The Pope also doesn't claim to be like born of Christ
Fuck,
or
stop
anything
messing with
like
your
that.
wardrobe.
So
Yeah. I
No,
know.
the Pope
That's why
wants
I said-
peace.
That's why I said the line
But I also
would
don't
draw
study
is
that much into
So-
Catholicism, so I
So
can't
yeah,
really answer on that.
freedom of thought. because every cult, you do not have the right to think for yourself.
Yeah, if I go one weekend without showing up to church, my pastor's not going to beat me with a stick. Whereas in Jonestown, if I don't get up in the morning and start working, they throw me in a fucking coffin and leave me there in the heat for the rest of the day.
Oh. I better get that stick out of your backyard, Jan.
So, I also don't believe that it's just magically not a cult as soon as you don't have the control aspect. In my mind, a cult is more a group of people of any size that follow something with no real rhyme or reason to follow it, or no real truth or proof of truth behind it.
Blind loyalty, no questions asked.
Mm-hmm. Yep, that's exactly what I was trying to say. I was just saying it in weird ways, I guess. So
Yeah, it's
that
called
to
English
me,
turtle.
you can have cult followings of literally anything, and we still call it a cult following.
Oh, you think
Yeah,
about it,
just
VR
bla-
chat could be considered a cult.
I
If
mean,
you
yes,
really think about
technically,
it.
yes. VR chat could be considered a cult. There are cults in VR chat. I think there was a video made about that. I don't remember
In
the
that
name,
same
but-
sense now, I think every religion could easily be considered a cult. Because you have hundreds or thousands of people, or even millions of people, that blindly follow it and don't ask why they're following it. They just do.
I'd say that only
follow the
works
rules
if you're not
and the
able to ask
customs.
them, if you're not able to like question the religion at all. If you were just expected to follow it blindly, then it's a cult.
Well, yeah, because I mean, whenever I go to church, things are explained out. It's just like, why did this happen? Why does he allow this to happen? Well, here's the thing. God's not in charge of the earth. The devil is. God can only mediate from so much.
And to
It's up to
me,
you
that
to make
exact
that
statement
choice.
could be considered control of some sort, and information control.
Yeah, but is it of a
Using-
malicious nature? Could you
God's just a hacker.
prove to me that
Doesn't
that
have
would
to be.
Well, no, because every other one has been malicious. I think People's
Not
Temple has
always.
been malicious. I think Shinrikyo is malicious.
Jehovah's Witness is not inherently malicious.
I don't.
They're just controlling over their people.
Well, yeah, they're an offsect of Christianity. Like we're talking about, like like a third, almost like a branch. I mean, how far down that rabbit hole do you want to go?
So, let me pull up what I tossed into ChatGPT earlier.
Yes, because we're going to go off of AI answers. I'm sorry.
I
Jeff.
asked ChatGPT, is Christianity a cult? It says that the short answer is no. Christianity is not considered a cult in mainstream usage of the term. Here's why. And this first key is all I'm going to say for it. The rest of it doesn't really matter. Sociological versus colloquial meaning. Sociological. A cult is often defined as a small religious group with unorthodox beliefs, often centered around a charismatic leader. In that sense, early Christianity may have been considered a cult of Judaism because it started as a small radical sect. So, with that, a cult or a religion, a cult turns into a religion when a large number of people start following it.
I don't agree with that.
I
Because there are some big
So now-
ass fucking cults out there.
Mm-hmm. And now with that, that's why Jehovah's Witness is a religion, because it has a large following, but it is a very cult-like religion. Even though it's big, it has that control aspect. You don't have to have that control for it to be a cult. So, all religions are cults.
I disagree, but
Well, Christianity doesn't require anybody that attends the church to actually do anything but sit there. And even then, they don't have to stay there if they don't want to. They could leave mid-sermon.
Which I've done a few times already.
well, yeah, because I mean,
Yeah.
and also
Oh,
consider the
never
fact
mind.
that when you're in church and they're passing the pan around for donations, you're not required to put anything in the pan. you can just pass it to the next person. Whereas in cults, they demand everything that you have, including your life savings and all of your property and assets, including your children. By the way, Jim Jones ordered his followers to sign over custody of their children to him.
So listen to this.
That's weird.
Do you you got me lost here.
Good.
I had something and you just lost me because you added that last part. Crap.
We've done it.
I've lost it.
We've stumped Turtle.
Okay. Let's.
I finally
I
win.
just got
Wow.
lost because I got lost because you started talking about the kids and that signing over when I was trying to pinpoint something else before that. What'd you say right before that?
What did I say right before that? I said, when you're in church and people are passing the pan around, you're not required to put anything in the pan. You just pass it to the next person. Whereas in cults like the People's
Okay.
Temple, because we've sourced it before, you were literally required to sign over all of your assets,
And-
all of your money, everything over to Jim Jones, including your children, is what I said.
And what I was going to say is Mormonism, they don't require you to pay in. They are just like what you just explained. They don't require you to pay in. As far as I know, at least. So
So it sounds to me like there are like two sects here. We're
okay,
talking about
the other
passive
thing,
and
the other
aggressive.
thing. Would we consider a group of people that just follow someone's word no matter what they say, how they say it, what they do, they just follow whatever they say? Is that a cult?
Yes.
I would agree that it
Again,
is a
if
cult.
it's blind loyalty, no
I mean,
questions
Even-
asked.
commonly called
Even
a
if
cult
you question
follower.
it, but you still just follow what they say.
Well, even if you
Is that
question
still a
it,
cult?
I might see where he's
Doubting
going.
still
is not
doing it,
questioning. Until you actually start
Well, first off,
questioning.
there are times when Christians do question their faith, if that's what you're leading to. In which
Oh,
case,
that's
yes,
exactly
I
what I'm
mean,
getting
of
to.
course. Yeah,
So,
people
just
are
because
allowed to
people
question their
question it and-
faith, but at
Yes.
the same time, you know,
And that
the
doesn't make
point,
it not a cult.
I thought he was going to bring up the
So
president.
if you have 1,000 people, I legitimately was going to do that actually. So do you consider circuitry? Would you consider the millions of people that just blindly follow
Thank you,
whatever
Sophie.
Trump says or whatever president is active at the time says? Are those people in a cult at that point? An unstructured cult, but a cult.
all right, let me ask you the same question. Are the Nazis a cult? Would you consider Hitler's Nazi Germany a cult or a
All governments are
political
cults
party?
confirmed.
Is it a cult or a political party? Which one is it? Because
Could be considered
Hitler
both.
had some really... Hitler was really fucking off his
Yeah,
rocker.
we're not going to talk about that shit though, okay?
Well, I'm just saying,
no.
if you're gonna actually go this route and saying, you know,
I am
millions of
simply,
people following
I am
blindly.
simply asking. Yes. And
that's exactly what
okay,
they
we
did
don't
in
have
Hitler
to, we don't
Germany in
have
the
to bring up-
1940s.
Yeah, okay, done with the fucking Hitler shit. Jesus fuck, dude. Take the fucking hint.
Fucking
Holy
shit,
fuck,
I'm
I'm
just
just
saying.
saying.
Not wrong.
Take the fucking hint that we are not talking about that specific thing. Just no.
Well, you're
No.
comparing apples to oranges here.
Jesus fuck circuitry.
You're not gonna win them all. This is one
You know,
I actually got.
No,
let's
that's-
just, how about
that-
for
that-
today's topic, we don't talk
No.
about the government or any social parties. I'm sorry I brought it up.
Episode 84, Govern Me Not.
Now, would you consider people blindly following a
Govern me not.
an artist
Don't tread on
or
me.
someone that wrote a book, blindly following them because they love the book and they believe the book and they believe everything in the book and all that type of crap? Is that a cult?
Well, first off, are you? Is this a book based on fiction or fact? Is it a nonfiction book
Either
or
one.
a fiction book?
We could be considering this as fuck it, Harry Potter. People that
Okay, Harry-
follow Harry Potter and all that, or
Okay,
people that
people who-
go LARPing
That
as
is that's certified as a fictional book. Then yes, I would think those people are fucking crazy.
But is it a cult?
I don't think it's a cult. I don't. Would you consider?
I think it is.
what
It
about
is a
furries?
cult
Do you think
following.
furries are a cult?
Could be considered a cult in my eyes, yes.
I see you
Shots
looking at
fired
me.
at Foxy.
You know exactly where I'm going with this.
I am being targeted
Okay.
here. I am catching strays for
Just
no
for the
reason.
record,
If you
There's
know
a
what
difference
I mean when I say
between-
zoos, there you go.
just for the record, there
Oh,
is
I know
a
exactly
what you
mean by
cult and
zoos.
cult
Then there you go.
followings.
Or what were you saying, Sophie? Sorry.
Catching.
A lot of these
Well-
things all fit
He's not going to let me finish.
every religion that exists.
Okay. Also, there is a very big difference between cults and cult followings, like with social media and entertainment. Like
Not
most.
no. The only difference is a structure. A cult following has no real structure, no real chain of command or anything like that.
Yes, it does.
A
But-
cult
but you
does have a
can't-
chain of command.
Okay, well, I'm a really
cult
big
following
fan of
does not have a chain of
Dead
You're
command.
saying-
It's just a bunch
I
of
in a
people
cult?
following a single person blindly.
No, exactly.
A cult doesn't
there is
necessarily follow
infrastructure
one
in a
person.
cult.
That's what I'm saying.
If you have a steady cash
That's exactly
flow,
what I'm saying. You're saying exactly what I'm saying. I am comparing
you're not.
cult following. Yes, I am. Listen to what I'm fucking saying and stop telling me that I'm not saying what I'm saying. Jesus fuck. We were comparing a cult following to an actual cult. A cult following
okay.
has no structure.
cult following does have no structure. That I agree with.
That's what I said, and you said, no,
Okay.
that's not what you said, so fuck
I didn't
off.
hear that part. I'm sorry. All right.
Oh God. That means
So-
fandoms are cults.
What is?
Fandoms.
Fandoms
Oh,
are
fandom.
cult
Man, I'm
followings.
in a cult
Okay.
by definition.
Fandoms would be, I would consider them a cult following, but not a structured cult.
Mark my
Now,
words, though. There's at least one fandom
again,
out
with
there that
that-
is actually a fucking cult.
Well, like
All
nerds.
churches have a structure.
Probably. Probably.
All churches have a structure.
Cults have a back-end infrastructure. Back-end infrastructure. Listen to my words on that one.
That I
And
can
the reason I say
Back-end,
back-end,
what-
the reason I say back-end infrastructure is because we just talked about it. We don't know exactly everything that goes on behind the Freemasons. I don't know what happens in the back end. Do you?
Nope. But we do know how the Jehovah's Witness functions, and we still call that a cult.
I would say an
Also,
offset.
until this podcast, I didn't understand that they were a cult. I thought they were just an offset.
Oh, they are.
Offsect.
They
didn't
are
know the
definitely a
Freemasons
cult.
were.
They
Well,
are
it's like they're a
No,
branch of
they're
Christianity,
the
and
Jehovah Witnesses.
they're a cult in the form of control. There's multiple different forms of cults. Like we've explained, there's unstructured cults, which are just
Mhm.
blindly following something or someone. There's structured cults where there's layers to it and it acts like a church, but has heavy control over what people do. And then there's another form of cults where it's just somewhere in between that. Right?
Sure.
So now, with that, all religions are cults.
I would love for you to read the rest of what ChatGPT said about that question. I would love to hear the rest of that. You
None
want to
of the
send it
rest
to
of
me?
it actually, none of the rest of it actually matters or goes into detail
No,
on it
I
at
want
all.
to hear it. It matters to me
It-
because I'm curious if there is context in there as to why it's not considered a cult.
It
Why
literally
ChatGPT
in the
would answer
first,
that.
in the first one, it said small religious group with unorthodox beliefs, often centered around a charismatic leader. In that sense, early Christianity may have been considered a cult of Judaism because it started as a small radical sect. Colloquially, the word cult often implies dangerous or manipulative control over members, secrecy, isolation, and coercion. Christianity does not generally meet these criteria. It goes on with a
And
bunch of
that's
other
where the
things
gray
that
area
are basically the same thing. And size and influence. So here, let's read the size and influence part. Christianity is one of the largest religions in the world with over 2 billion adherents. It has had a profound impact on art, law, ethics, politics, and culture globally for nearly 2 millennia. By definition, cults are typically small and fringe. And I think defining a cult by its size is irrelevant. The size of it is completely and totally irrelevant. Magically saying, oh, you have 1 million members, therefore it's not a cult anymore. I don't think that works. That's illogical to me.
See, I also
Yeah.
attribute it to malicious ideology. Whenever I think cult, I think malicious ideology. So someone again,
but how-
I brought it back.
how-
It goes back.
How do you consider something malicious or non-malicious? If you're in it, you can't
If you say there's a
call it
doomsday
malicious or
prophecy and you're
non-malicious.
demanding all my property and all my assets, I think that's malicious, and you're lying, and you're
Yes,
intentionally
that
lying
is-
about it.
That is. But Jehovah's Witness and Mormonism, those are considered cults, but they aren't malicious in the sense that you're talking.
Maybe they did something that
But
I don't know about.
By your malicious intent, magically the Amish are now a cult too, because they take money from all their people and they pool all their money together to help everyone.
Well, that's just,
So now
that's
it
not,
must be a
that's,
cult.
That's not even based on religion. That's
But
based on
it-
culture. At that point,
But
you're
it
just
must
talking
now be
about
a
the
cult.
cultural aspect of Amish.
Yeah, but it must now be a cult.
Yeah, but those
because
two
of-
don't intersect. Religion and culture don't intersect in this particular thing.
Oh,
If we're talking about
yes,
like
they do.
Normal standards, and how they live and how they breathe and how they behave as a society,
So, again, religious group with unorthodox beliefs. That's the big key. As soon as you have too many people, oh, it's not unorthodox anymore. It's just normal religion.
Okay, when you say unorthodox, I want to make sure we're on the same page. What's your definition of unorthodox? Just so we're
Not fitting in with the norm. That's what
What is the
unorthodox
norm?
just means.
Well, yeah, what is the norm? Because what about
Yeah.
Well, the
Hinduism?
norm is what the
Judaism?
majority of people agree with, basically.
unorthodox to me is unacceptable. Like that's usually what I take it to mean.
Like poisoning your
Unorthodox
followers
does
when
not
you get so
mean
much as a
unacceptable.
person leaving. Am I wrong?
What?
No, you're not. It's
We talked
I
about it
just-
20 minutes ago,
Okay,
Foxy.
you're not
Okay.
wrong, but that's like the
No,
most.
I was basically
random
spot on. I
thing that
just
it's done.
I just
Wait.
looked up the definition of
Random as brass
unorthodox.
tacks.
Not the definition of unorthodox is not conforming to rules, traditions, or modes of conduct as of a doctrine, religion, or philosophy.
So I would be right when I say unacceptable is
No, it's not unacceptable unless you say
Well,
that
it's a-
not following unless you
it
say that
doesn't-
not following or rules, traditions, and modes of conduct is unacceptable.
would you say
about
breaking the
this?
law is unacceptable?
Not always.
What do you mean not always?
And breaking laws is not unorthodox. That is normal. A lot of people break laws. Almost everyone speeds. Almost everyone breaks some
Well, I was
law
talking more
every
extreme,
day.
like stealing and like
but
murder.
you-
I was
you
talking
didn't
about.
specify. You said, is
what
it-
about the Russian Orthodox?
You
Church?
said
I'm sorry.
laws
My apologies.
in general. So you made it very general. So no.
That doesn't dispute his argument, though.
just-
because he didn't
just
break it
because
out.
something-
that doesn't do anything.
No, what I'm saying, very simply, if you say that something is not, what did you say you thought
I
unorthodox
said
meant again?
unacceptable.
I'm lost.
I said unacceptable. Unorthodox means unacceptable to me. That's what I said.
Okay, then that means that if I don't conform to your rules and traditions and modes of conduct, that it's unacceptable. That's what you mean. That's what you're saying.
US
No, I
seems
didn't
to
say
think so.
that.
But that's
I said if you're breaking the law, which we have
So we're keeping
laws.
the government out of this.
it is
Sorry.
not unorthodox. It is not unorthodox to break laws. It
It's
is illegal to
unacceptable.
break laws. It is unacceptable to break laws, but it is not unorthodox. Those are two
Oh, it
different,
is
completely
unacceptable, so you
different
agree
words.
with
No,
me.
hang on. A law in one country may not match with the other country.
True.
Yes.
Oh.
And that does not make it unorthodox. That makes it just legal here and not legal there. Unorthodox does not have anything to do with being acceptable or not acceptable. It has
Also,
to do
we
with
have
conforming
different
to
levels.
the rules.
Well, that's what the
Also, we
terms
have
legal and
different
illegal
levels of breaking
mean.
the
Acceptable
law.
and unacceptable.
No. Okay. Yes, you're right. You're right. Legal and illegal is acceptable and
Actually, that's
unacceptable.
Fox, just hang in there.
Sure, makes sense. Great. But it is not unorthodox. You're right of using the words acceptable and not acceptable in that circumstance. But you would
In that
not be
context,
right in
yes.
using the word orthodox or unorthodox.
Unorthodox
yeah, they're
is just a strange way to do so.
There are two completely separate things. You thinking that unorthodox means not acceptable is just completely and totally wrong.
Let me look up the
100%.
definition for myself.
I literally just read it off of dictionary.com.
Right or wrong.
I know I'm contrary to what is usual, traditional, or
Welcome to
accepted,
the couch gamer.
not orthodox.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thanks for being a
Frequently
foot rest.
upset.
Here.
Unorthodox. What do you think the sentence means when they use it in a sentence? It says he frequently upset other scholars with his
laid-back couch.
unorthodox
Everybody's got their
views.
feet kicked up.
Unorthodox
This
views.
is the
That means
dumbest
unacceptable.
shit couch.
It's
No,
just
it does not
another way
mean
of saying the
unacceptable.
word
No.
unacceptable.
It's
No,
different.
no, it's not. It is because his unorthodox views do not align with the rules, traditions, or
Okay.
things like that.
Here,
That is
instead of
different
thinking
than
in the
being
box,
unacceptable.
He's unorthodox
Not
and thinks
thirsty at all.
outside of the box.
We've got a drink.
There.
That is a better comparison
do.
than just unacceptable, because unacceptable, you
They
are
can
trying
both
to
leave.
say that now it's, if I don't follow your rules,
We're talking about the semantics.
then it's
of a-
unacceptable. That's
We're talking
what
about the
you're saying
semantic
now, and that's
definition of a word here. Are you
yes,
kidding me?
and it is a very big word, a very important word for this whole conversation. So
I was like, is this normal?
Like how
very
Fox
much
uses
more
Just-
mono.
keep in mind
Also-
what unorthodox means, because it's
Oh yeah,
what
I
it
just did.
actually means.
Not adherent
not
to
what you think
traditional
it means.
standards.
Yes, there you go.
Also, Turtle, you brought up
So,
the fact that
Again,
people speed, and that's technically unorthodox because it's against the rules.
It's not unorthodox.
Against the law.
it is not unorthodox.
Thank you. However,
that-
we have different tiers of breaking the law. That is a misdemeanor. That is a ticket you get let go. However, if
Yeah.
you kill somebody,
We're
That's a felony.
done
that's
with
a felony. You
that.
get
It
arrested,
doesn't
you get
matter.
punished.
That's
Okay.
we were just using that as a comparison to get circuitry to understand the word that we were
No,
using.
I understand the word. I still say it's unacceptable. I mean, you can argue the context
then
all
you
you
don't
want, but
understand
at the
the
same
word.
time, no, you're
See,
just
so
ignoring the
I-
context and the actual
two
aspect
cents.
of how I'm taking it into consideration by using it in a sentence. That's what
Okay,
your problem
so-
is.
So
That's why you're
with
over here, so-
unorthodox beliefs, so we're going to swap that for
Unfortunately, back
unacceptable
up.
beliefs. So religious groups with unacceptable beliefs. Who is accepting it?
To read
Who has to be the one accepting these beliefs now?
The people who accept
That
them.
doesn't work. That doesn't work. That doesn't make sense. That's not what it means at all. Unorthodox
What are you talking
is
about?
different to.
I don't think another go attitude.
Suddenly
Literally
I'm
read the
grateful my
fucking
wife's not here.
definition. Where does it say unacceptable in
worldview right the fuck
definition?
out.
It doesn't anywhere. It is non-conforming. That is the best way to say what unorthodox is. It is non-conforming.
Like, I was hoping
That's
to
it.
have
Definition of
time to get into
unacceptable,
like,
not
the
satisfactory
victims of the cult.
or
I don't think we're gonna
allowable.
have time.
Definition of
Yes.
what is
Already
the and what is the
8:48.
unorthodox definition again?
Oh my fucking god, circuitry.
Not satisfactory
Not-
or allowable.
No. Not unorthodox is not conforming to rules, traditions, or modes of conduct.
Not satisfactory.
Not conforming. Non-conforming.
allowable.
That's
it's
no.
It's the
That
same.
are you saying that it is not allowable to not conform to not conform to rules, traditions? It's not allowed. You have to follow it. Okay, then
You're talking
Christianity
about-
100% is a cult. Got it. Understand. if you are not allowed to be unorthodox with your beliefs, it's a cult. If you're not allowed to
So
think for
cults-
yourself, it's a
No,
cult.
I said already that people are allowed to question their faith. It happens all the time in Christianity.
But
I mean-
but you're also saying that
That's
it's
not a question
unacceptable
for
at the same
circuitry.
time.
Not
That's
turtle.
not what he's saying.
That is though. By
No, I
by
didn't.
trying to use the word
So-
unorthodox, that is what he is saying.
Oh my fucking god, Charles.
Unorthodox is not the word you use. Unorthodox is the word you use, but your use of unorthodox is not. No, that doesn't work.
Drop the
You
fucking
can't.
semantics for a minute.
Jesus fuck.
Yeah,
I
I've-
have
it's
a
not.
question.
You
A
can't
cult.
have.
A cult. Let's say the ones that we know are cults at this exact moment. Let's use West Baptist Church.
I'm trying, man.
So
I don't know
they
about that one.
believe they are right. They believe every other religion is wrong. Correct? They doubt everybody. They say
That is a
they're
big
all
key
wrong.
of religious cults as well.
Yes,
They are right. Everyone
they-
else is wrong.
They don't accept it, is what I'm saying. They don't accept any other cult. Every other cult is wrong. If you're a part
Thank you.
not cult, religion or cult, if you're a part of any of that, you're wrong. It's you're going straight to hell, and I'm not going to associate with you.
Yeah.
So I don't
But not
know
always
any
all of that. Just
I don't know any major mainstream religions that immediately damn somebody just for believing something else. They're like, okay, well, I mean, you should follow us, but I respect your beliefs.
you can respect the beliefs while also having your book tell you
they're
that
not
that
gonna
person
cram
is
it down
going
your
to a
face.
bad place. That doesn't matter. That it doesn't have to be crammed down your face for it to be a cult.
Look, I will acknowledge that
tried.
the message does get lost in translation from time to time. I mean, I look to George Carlin for like one of his, God has a list of 10 things he doesn't want you to do, and if you do any of these things, he has a special place full of fire and smoke and burning and torture and anguish, and he'll send you there to suffer for all eternity till the end of time. But he loves you. I can understand how people can get misconstrued by that message.
That's emotional control. Right there.
Well, yeah. Have you read the Ten Commandments?
What you just said.
Have you read the Ten Commandments?
You just quoted someone, correct?
I quoted George Carlin. Yeah.
Okay. And that quote in itself is emotional control. Saying you're going to hell. Oh, but he still loves you. Don't worry. That's emotional control right there. That is blatant emotional control. So you have the E in bite.
Emotional control. I don't think it's emotional
Vampy's
control. I
been-
think it's.
Vampy's been pretty quiet those
Oh,
last
it
like 20 minutes.
definitely-
He's probably
is.
eating fucking
I'm
ice
just-
cream right now.
I wish I
you
had
know
ice
what?
cream.
That'd be
I
nice
fucking
right
wish I
now. I
had
might
ice
actually
cream.
go grab myself a bowl of ice cream.
You want to join us on this side of the couch, Vampy?
So behavior control.
Yes.
Y'all are jackasses.
Switch over.
Just leave me on an island all to myself.
Oh, okay. Okay, here we go.
You want to sit
Here
on one of our
is the
lab
list.
circuitry?
Here's the list of behavioral control items. We're going to go down this list and look at mainstream religion as a whole, not any specific one, but mainstream religions, most of them all fit the same sort of ideas and sets of ideas, right? They just
You're
think a
saying
little bit
across all
differently.
religions
It's not even
that
your
includes
fan.
Across-
Muslim,
Earlier.
Catholicism, Islam.
I'm talking most mainstream religions in the U.S.
Yeah, those
we'll
are
go with,
mainstream.
because I know them better. Whatever. Anyway,
If they're a household name, it's a mainstream.
sure, we'll go with that. But whatever. Behavior control. Regulate individuals' physical reality. No. Okay. Mainstream religions don't usually do that. Dictate where, how, and with whom the member lives and associates or isolates. Not normally, but in some things, especially when it's like monks, monasteries,
You're talking about
monastic religion.
Buddhism.
Not just Buddhism, but any monastic religion. That includes monks and nuns. That counts on that, so we got a B for them.
God,
Control
good
types of
test.
clothing and hairstyles. Yep. Again, just the monk side of things.
Where did he say?
Regulate diet, food and drink, hunger and or fasting.
It's in the Discord.
Well,
that's
in the
not in
crew cast.
Christianity.
What about
Or Catholicism. Well, which religion? I know there's a religion where you don't
There's-
eat you don't eat pork. Which religion
Any
is
religion
that?
that says
Is
you
it-
don't eat
Judaism.
pork?
That's
It's-
Judaism.
Any
That's Judaism.
even just
yeah.
even temporarily telling you when you can or can't eat certain foods, like not being able to eat meat for a period of time, and that's any religion with Lent pretty much has that, and that's a lot of Catholic religions or Catholicism-based, Christianity-based religions.
I didn't think Catholicism had any restrictions on food.
There we go.
It's
I know for a
it's
time
only,
they're
it's only for like a week, but it does. A lot of them do. Not
I
all of
thought
them,
that-
but a lot of them
They
do.
interrupt each other.
okay.
We all do that, to be fair.
Okay.
Hey, you
be
fuckers! Why don't you
tyrannical
buy me a
alcohol
case of
poisoning.
beer while you're at it?
Manipulation and deprivation of sleep. I don't think any of them do that. there. Financial exploitation, manipulation, or dependence.
I'm sorry,
No, I
repeat
don't.
that one?
I don't think
you repeat
financial
that one?
exploitation. I'm repeating it as I'm repeating it.
Sorry,
You're
sorry.
cutting me off again. Jesus fuck. Financial exploitation, manipulation, or dependence. I don't think they do that. You could try to say that they do, but I'm going to let that one slide and say they don't.
Mhm.
Restrict leisure, entertainment, or vacation time. No, they definitely don't do that. Major time spent with group indoctrination and rituals and or self-indoctrination, including the internet. An argument could be made about that for some of the major religions. Permission required for major decisions? Probably not in most major religions. Rewards and punishments used to modify behaviors, both positive and negative.
I don't think so.
Not entirely. Very vague on that one. Discourage individualism, encourage groupthink. Some of them to a point.
Yeah, I can name a
Impose
few.
rigid rules and regulations. Some of them to a point. Punish disobedience by beating, torture, burning, cutting, not saying that next word, or tattooing or branding. Nope. I don't think any of the major religions do that. Threaten harm to family and friends. That's a no. Force individuals to, okay, I'm just going to skip that one. That's a no. I cannot say those words.
Does it rhyme with grape?
Yes, it does. Encourage and engage in corporal punishment.
That would be like lashings, beating, being whipped in the
I
back.
don't think
That would
any
be corporal
major ones
punishment.
do anymore, at least, but some of them did.
I don't know. I think
previously.
stoning is still, like, Muslim tradition is stoning.
Christian
I think
high
they've
schools
stopped.
used to have that
No, they haven't.
corporal punishment. It's a lot less common now, at least in the major religions.
It's less common, I'll say that much, but it hasn't.
Definitely.
Instill dependency and obedience? No. Kidnapping? No. Beating? No. Torture? No. That word I'm not going to say? No. Separation of families? No. Imprisonment? No. Murder? Definitely not. So, behavioral control, there are a handful that do at least loosely and some pretty tightly fit in with most major religions.
We can say that at least a medium fraction,
Yeah.
right? I'm not going to say the entire thing, but I would say like
No,
a medium
not-
fraction is
but-
fair.
For it to be considered a cult, it doesn't have to fit every single one of these items. It just has to fit some of them in each category, and then it could be considered a cult.
You're gonna have fuck shits ruin it for everybody else.
So, information control. Deception. Deliberately withhold information. Don't think so. Distort information to make it more acceptable. Been proven that the Christian Bible was modified to do just that. So
There are you talking like King James Version versus like the official the OFT
basically all
or OCT?
Basically all Bibles have been modified in some way that fits that description right there.
Oh, yeah, I mean, it's so they're easier to read for people or understand.
That is the excuse, but if you go and actually read the original translation, there are a lot of things that just this is completely
trust me,
and totally different.
I have
and
a
does
date
not
Bible
fit.
right now with every translation. That's my main Bible.
Okay. Systematically
I think it's
lie
worth safe
to the
go back
cult
to your
members?
respective couches.
No, I don't think so.
I think it's
Minimize
worth
or
safe to go back to your
discourage
respective
access to
couches.
non-cult sources of information. I don't think we need to even go through the points on that because that's a no.
Fair enough.
Compartmentalize information into outsider versus insider doctrines. No, I don't think most of them do that.
Also, I just
Encourage
realized how drunk I
spying on
was.
other members.
Wasn't
That's a
Someone
no.
have to put that speech I made for my wife to the
Extensive
wayside.
use of cult-generated information in propaganda, including newsletters, magazines, journals, audio tapes, videotapes, YouTube, movies, and other media. Misquoting statements or using them out of context from non-cult sources.
How many of those
You could loosely tie that to some.
I bet you would go
To what?
2 hours.
We're talking a very loose knot on that one, but I see
Yeah,
where
very,
you're
very
talking
loose.
about.
My hands are empty.
Unethical use of confession,
I've got some mints
information
here.
about sins
I
used
do
to
have some
disrupt
alcohol
and or dissolve
drinking here.
identity boundaries. No.
No.
Withholding
By the way,
forgiveness
this
or
hand always has
absolution.
It actually grows outside the
Yes.
It's
If you're not
good
part of
shit.
our religion,
It's good shit.
they withhold the forgiveness completely. You know, if you're not in my religion,
I have to interrupt them for
you're
a
not
second.
whatever, and a lot of them are like that.
There is a
Turtle.
verse in the Bible that does say something along the lines
After
of
surgery's done, and I will help you.
forgive others as your father has forgiven you. But if you can't do that, how do you expect your father to forgive you? That's basically like one of the verses. I don't remember.
They've all just
which
gone
one.
over there, and it's just me and you now, and we're
Yeah,
also running.
it's been like this. I mean,
the wrong side, Turtle!
Oh my
So
god.
I just
They're
have a
arguing
question,
for
Turtle.
the past 20 minutes.
Yeah.
No, they're not arguing anymore. Turtle, I just have one question. How many more questions do you have?
There's T and E still. We're done with B and I, so we have T and E.
That's
It'll
901.
take another like 10 minutes.
Meant.
I don't even get to gas up my wife. God damn it.
Oh my god.
Okay,
10 more
manipulation
minutes.
of memory, possible false memories. No, I don't think they do that either. Thought control. Require members to internalize the group's doctrine as truth.
This is gonna be
Yes.
one of the longest episodes.
100% yes.
I guarantee you it's not.
No, it's not.
That one is all religions.
you call
Change
it
person's name and
indoctrination.
identity.
I call it
I think
education.
an hour and 20 minutes.
Perhaps.
This isn't an argument anymore. This is a yes
You can
or no
take
question.
more than one meaning away from a verse in a Bible. If you just take it at face value, then yeah, you learn nothing.
Change person's name and identity. No. Use of loaded language and cliches which constrict knowledge, stop critical thought, and reduce complexities.
There's a couple
Vaguely
I
in
can think
some
of.
of them. Encourage only good and proper thoughts.
There's a bitch today.
That's all of. Well,
Yeah, yes,
So
yeah.
you good?
That
I almost
pretty
said all
tightly
of them,
integrates.
but
Huh?
You good?
it just depends if we're talking about.
hypnotic techniques
ask
are
Moon
used
about 10
to
minutes.
alter mental states, undermine critical
I'll go for you.
thinking, and even to age regress the member. No. Memories are
Enough.
manipulated and false memories are created. No.
This is
teaching
a 1 minute
thought
thermos. I
stopping.
normally finish
Okay.
half of it.
You guys are
By the
talking
end of
over
the
me now.
podcast, It's almost done.
Teaching thought-stopping techniques which shut down reality testing by stopping thought and allowing only positive thoughts, including denial, rationalism. Okay, no. Praying, teaching thought-stopping techniques. Not really. That would basically fit into meditation, which is kind of funny. Rejection
be
of rational
Buddhism,
analysis, critical thinking, constructive criticism. No. Forbid critical questions about leader, doctrine, or policy allowed. No. Labeling alternative belief systems as illegitimate, evil, or not useful. 100% yes.
I'm sorry. Repeat that last one.
Labeling alternative belief systems as illegitimate, evil, or not useful.
Alternative. No, I disagree
That
with
is
that.
any. That is saying any religion but my own, or any thoughts other than what I'm
I will
told to
say a
think
couple.
here.
I will say a couple of them. All right,
Pretty
but I won't
much
say
every
all of
major
them.
religion, to my knowledge, has that. Okay, now we're on to E. Manipulate and narrow. E is emotional control. Manipulate and narrow the range of feelings. Some emotion and/or needs deemed as evil, wrong, or selfish. Vaguely, some of them fit. Teach emotion-stopping techniques to block feelings of homesickness, anger, or doubt. No. Make the person feel that problems are always their own fault, never the leader's or the group's fault. No, not always. Promote feelings of guilt or unworthiness, such as identity guilt. You are not living up to your potential. Your family is deficient. Your past is suspect. Your affiliations are unwise. Your thoughts, feelings, actions are irrelevant or selfish. Social guilt, historical guilt. Vaguely to a point, not really.
I don't think churches are digging through tweets.
Instill fear, such as fear of thinking independently, the outside world, enemies, losing one's salvation. That, yep. Leaving or being shunned by the group, others' disapproval. One of those points definitely fits. That definitely tracks. Extreme of emotional highs and lows, love bombing and praise one moment, and then declaring you are a horrible sinner. And no, ritualistic and sometimes public confessions of sins. No.
I gotta put my
Phobia
kid to bed.
indoctrination.
People are done.
And I'm almost done. I'll be done in literally a minute. About having the group or questioning the leader's authority. No, not really.
I censored myself.
So all religions fall into some of these items to a point. So by the bite model, most religions don't fit enough of it to be considered a cult, but they fit enough to be looked at with more scrutiny.
Like to a
That's my
level of
takeaway from
degree.
that. Yes.
All right, that's your takeaway. I mean, okay, fine. You go, Chief.
Okay. Well, with that, unless anyone over in the peanut gallery has anything left to say,
Peanut gallery.
I'm pretty sure Stealth has something to say, but yet he's not here.
well, he can say what he wants to say after the shilling. So thank you all for being here for episode 83 of the Beyond Pixels podcast. Don't know what we're talking about next week. You can find us here every Thursday at 7 p.m. Central Time on twitch.tv/turtledude01. If you're watching over on YouTube, where you can find all the previous episodes. Let me finish this, then we can go back to something. Where you can find all the previous episodes. Make sure you like, comment your favorite cult. That is the stupidest sentence I've ever said.
Don't do that.
Don't do that. Don't do that. Please do not do that.
Comment, especially if you've been involved in something that could be considered a cult. Comment about it. Tell us your experience. Anyway, I think that's about it. So unless you guys have something left to say.
How about comment if you believe religion is a cult, or if you believe religion's not a cult? How about that?
Yeah.
Sure.
Because anybody in a
think
cult
that's
is
fair.
not going to say they were ever in a cult.
How about
Hey.
I have an idea. How about next week, right? We do a try not to talk about the government impossible thing. You know? Ever thought
Let's
about
talk about the
that?
Titanic.
No. Well, fuck you.
The Titanic
Okay.
was caused
Not a
by the
cube.
So
government.
now we're going to do the shilling. So,
My
circuitry,
God.
show yourself.
All right, because we fought so
I'm gonna
much.
spread
I
out
still
a
love
little
you, by
bit
the way.
'cause Cult is because Stealth is.
All right, you can
spread
find
out.
me on Kick and Rumble. I stream on Kick and Rumble. I just debuted. I can't even call it. I'm not even gonna call it a debut. I just showed off a brand new piece of art that was commissioned for me. More art is on the way. I'm very excited about it, and I'll be streaming on Kick and Rumble
I don't have anything.
Monday,
so you guys
Wednesday,
can
and
come
Friday.
before me.
That's once I have a date available, or when I actually start doing it, I'll let you know. But all of those can be found on my X or my Twitter account, whatever you want to call it. All the links are there. Definitely go and follow me, and yeah, it's gonna be a good time.
Okay. And Sobe.
Hey, how's it going? My name is Zoe Fresh. If you want to join the Only Nubs, all you got to do is find me. I'm up late at night. What is it? 10 p.m. Central Standard Time in Game Worlds. And if you find me and ask to join the Only Nubs, I will send it. As for that, I don't really have any new news. Bye.
Vampy.
Well, you can find me at twitch.tv/set_bloodworth. Tonight we'll be streaming some Valheim with Stealth when he's alive again. It shall be very chaotic because a lot of people are going to be in the mix. I swear to God, we have a large group for that. And I might be trying out Vintage Story on Monday, which is like a different version of Minecraft. I don't know how to explain it. It's weird. Other than that, fuck it, shit show. Never forget. At nearly an hour between you two arguing, like half an hour, you two arguing about the semantics
Fuck it.
of unorthodox.
Well, I hope y'all didn't consume too much alcohol. Please make sure to drink water. That's about it.
Every time the word cult was
Okay,
mentioned
and-
in this one, you
and
should
Put it
Stealth-
right in front of. No,
Stealth
not there.
Turtle, just
Still
shove the
is-
camera up his rectum. We'll interview him from there.
No,
That's
don't. I
Make it like an episode of the Magic
Why
School
does
Bus.
Stealth look so weird with his glasses off? And why do his glasses
His gla-
disappear when I put the camera in his face? Oh yeah.
I
Anyway,
know. Hey, join
you can find
Stealth
him
the
at Stealth the
Fox.
Fox,
Follow Stealth the Fox
on
on Twitter. Yeah,
no, Twitch.
Twitch,
Twitch.
Twitter, whatever.
anyway,
Twitch.
TV
streaming with me later.
Stealth the Fox.
peace.
Yeah, it's that perfect.
God, I fucking hated that so
Oh my
much.
god.
Half an hour of you two just going back and forth, and I'm just like.
I've